My friends, let me begin with the truth that too many people ignore. Your eyesight is your independence. The ability to read, to drive, to recognize the smile of a loved one. All of this depends on the tiny, delicate structures inside your eyes. As we age, many seniors begin to notice that words on a page aren't as sharp, lights at night feel glaring, and sometimes a cloudy film seems to cover the world. These are early signs of cataracts and age-related vision decline. But here's the encouraging part. Nature has given us powerful tools to slow and in many cases stop this process. And it begins with what you put on your plate. Today I want to reveal the top 3 secret vegetables that science has shown can protect and restore senior eyesight. When we talk about protecting our eyesight as we age, I want you to understand something very important. Your eyes are not simply cameras that capture light and send it to the brain. They are living tissues, incredibly delicate, constantly exposed to stress, and yet designed with remarkable precision. One of the greatest threats to your vision over time is not just the aging process itself, but the damage from light and oxidative stress that builds up every single day. Think about the amount of light your eyes are exposed to: screens, sunlight, artificial lighting. One particular type of light, blue light, penetrates deep into the eye and creates stress on the retina, especially the macula, which is the central part of your vision. This is why so many seniors begin to notice changes like blurriness, difficulty recognizing faces, or trouble driving at night. But here's where nutrition steps in, and kale in particular becomes one of the most powerful allies you can have. Kale is often referred to as a superfood, but what makes it truly extraordinary for the eyes is its incredibly high concentration of 2 carotenoids, lutein and zeaxanthin. These compounds are not just vitamins or antioxidants in the general sense. They are actually found in very high concentrations in the eye itself. Your body draws lutein and zeaxanthin from your diet and deposits them directly in the macula, where they form what scientists call the macular pigment. And here's the remarkable part. This pigment acts like built-in sunglasses. It filters out harmful blue light before it can penetrate deeper into the retina and cause oxidative damage. Imagine walking outside on a sunny day without sunglasses. The light feels harsh, your eyes squint, and after a while you feel tired. Now imagine putting on a pair of high-quality sunglasses. Suddenly the glare disappears and your eyes feel comfortable and protected. This is precisely what lutein and zeaxanthin from kale are doing inside your eyes on a microscopic level. They absorb and block harmful wavelengths of light, preventing them from damaging the fragile photoreceptor cells that allow you to see clearly. But the benefits don't stop there. These carotenoids are also powerful antioxidants. Every single day as light enters your eye, it triggers the production of free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells. Over time, this oxidative stress is one of the main drivers of cataracts and age-related macular degeneration. Kale, with its dense supply of lutein and zeaxanthin, acts like a shield, neutralizing these free radicals before they can do harm. It's as if your body is equipped with its own repair crew, constantly cleaning up and repairing the tiny bits of damage that accumulate in your lenses and retina. Without enough of these nutrients, that damage goes unchecked and vision begins to fade. Now you might be wondering, how much kale do I really need to make a difference? Research shows that even small, consistent amounts have a measurable impact. Just half a cup of steamed kale several times a week can raise lutein and zeaxanthin levels in the blood, which in turn raises the protective pigment density in your macula. It's not about eating massive amounts all at once. It's about regular, steady intake. Think of it like putting drops of water into a bucket. Over time, the bucket fills. The same principle applies here. Every serving of kale you eat adds to your reservoir of eye-protecting nutrients. One of the beautiful things about kale is its versatility. You can steam it, saute it with a little garlic and olive oil, blend it into smoothies, or even bake it into crisp kale chips. When you combine kale with a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil or avocado, you actually increase the absorption of lutein and zeaxanthin, making them more bioavailable to your body. This is because these carotenoids are fat soluble. They need a carrier to be absorbed effectively. So the simple act of drizzling olive oil over your kale salad isn't just delicious, it's scientifically smart. Let's also put this into perspective. Cataracts, which cause the lens of the eye to become cloudy, affect more than half of adults by the time they reach 75. Age-related macular degeneration is the leading cause of vision loss in seniors. Both conditions are closely linked to oxidative stress and damage from light. While genetics play a role, lifestyle and diet play an even greater role in whether these diseases progress quickly or slowly. By giving your body what it needs to protect itself, you are essentially slowing down the clock on eye aging. You are preserving clarity where others are experiencing decline. It's also worth mentioning that kale doesn't only contain lutein and zeaxanthin. It's rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, and a host of other antioxidants that support blood vessels, reduce inflammation, and improve circulation. Better circulation means more oxygen and nutrients reach your eyes, and that contributes to sharper, healthier vision. Think of it as not just protecting the eyes, but nourishing the entire system that supports them. I often tell my students and my patients, health is about creating the right environment for your body to do what it already knows how to do, heal and protect itself. When you feed your eyes kale, you are creating an environment where the lens stays clearer for longer, where the macula remains sharper, and where light can pass through without scattering or causing strain. You are empowering your own biology to fight back against aging. Now, I know some of you may not enjoy the taste of kale at first. That's okay. Taste buds can adapt. Start small, mix a handful of kale into soups or smoothies where the flavor is gentle. Over time, your body will begin to crave it because on a cellular level, it recognizes the nourishment. This is the beauty of whole foods. The body knows when it's being fed what it truly needs. So my friends, I want you to remember this. Kale is not just a vegetable. It is a form of natural medicine for your eyes. It is one of the simplest, most accessible ways you can invest in your future independence. Because losing your eyesight doesn't just mean wearing stronger glasses. It means losing the ability to drive, to read, to cook safely, to recognize faces across the room. Vision is freedom, and protecting it should be a priority for every senior. When you choose kale, you're not simply filling your plate, you're making a statement. You are saying, I want to see the world clearly, I want to remain independent, I want to preserve the beauty of every moment I have, and that to me is a choice worth making every single day. If there's one simple habit you take away from this message, let it be this. Add kale to your meals, make it a regular part of your diet, and think of it as an investment not just in your eyes, but in your life. Your eyesight is too precious to leave unprotected, and kale, humble as it may look, is one of nature's greatest guardians of that precious gift. When people hear that carrots are good for their eyes, many dismiss it as an old wives' tale, something parents said to get children to eat their vegetables. But like many sayings passed down through generations, there is a deep truth behind it, one that science has confirmed time and again. Carrots are not simply crunchy snacks or colorful additions to the dinner plate. They are a remarkable source of compounds that your eyes crave, especially as you age. And at the heart of this gift is a pigment called beta-carotene, which the body converts into one of the most essential nutrients for vision, vitamin A. Vitamin A is not optional when it comes to eyesight. It is absolutely required for the health of your cornea, the clear outer layer of the eye that allows light to pass through. Without enough of it, the cornea becomes dry, damaged, and prone to scarring. This is why vitamin A deficiency is the leading cause of preventable blindness in many parts of the world. But even in countries where deficiency is rare, low levels can still manifest in ways that quietly reduce your quality of life. Perhaps you notice that driving at night becomes harder, that headlights glare more, or that adjusting to dim light takes longer than it used to. These are signs of night blindness, one of the earliest indicators of vitamin A insufficiency. Carrots, with their rich supply of beta-carotene, provide your body with exactly what it needs to prevent these issues and keep your vision sharp around the clock. When you bite into a carrot, you're not just enjoying its natural sweetness, you're delivering your body a pigment that the eyes can directly use. The beta-carotene travels through your digestive system, is absorbed into your bloodstream, and then the body intelligently converts it into vitamin A as needed. Your eyes then use this vitamin A to create molecules called retinol, which combine with proteins in the retina to form rhodopsin. Rhodopsin is critical for vision in low light conditions. It is the very compound that allows your eyes to detect light when you're walking into a dark room or driving at dusk. Without it, the rods in your retina cannot function properly and vision becomes impaired. Think about how important this is for seniors. Falls are one of the greatest risks to independence and quality of life as we age. Many falls happen in dim lighting, in hallways at night, on poorly lit stairways, or in the early morning before the sun rises. Strengthening your ability to see clearly in the dark is not just about convenience, it is about safety, mobility, and independence. Carrots, humble as they may appear, have the power to help reduce this risk by ensuring that your eyes can adapt swiftly and effectively to low light conditions. But the story doesn't end with vitamin A alone. Carrots also provide additional antioxidants that work alongside beta-carotene to protect your eyes from oxidative stress. Every time light enters your eyes, it creates tiny chemical reactions that can generate free radicals. Over time, if these free radicals are not neutralized, they damage cells and proteins within the eye, leading to conditions like cataracts and macular degeneration. The antioxidants in carrots serve as a defense team, disarming these harmful molecules before they can wreak havoc. In this way, carrots do more than just improve night vision. They actively help preserve overall eye health, keeping the lens clear and the retina sharp. There's also a practical nutritional trick that too few people know about. Beta-carotene is fat soluble. This means that if you eat carrots completely raw with no source of fat, your body may absorb only a small fraction of the beta-carotene available. But when you pair carrots with a little healthy fat, perhaps roasting them in olive oil, adding slices to an avocado salad, or blending them into a smoothie with a spoonful of nut butter, the absorption skyrockets. In fact, studies have shown that adding fat to a carrot-rich meal can increase beta-carotene absorption several-fold. So the simple act of preparing carrots in a thoughtful way can be the difference between getting just a trace of the nutrient and fully unlocking its eyesight-saving potential. Carrots are also incredibly versatile. They can be roasted until tender, steamed and mashed, shredded into salads, or even enjoyed as a sweet juice. And the beauty of carrots is that they are affordable, widely available, and easy to store. Unlike some exotic superfoods that are difficult to find, carrots are accessible to nearly everyone. This makes them a realistic daily solution for seniors who want to invest in their eyesight without complicating their diet. Now let's look at the bigger picture of what this means for long-term eye health. Cataracts are essentially a clouding of the lens caused in large part by cumulative oxidative damage. By supplying the eye with both vitamin A and antioxidants from carrots, you are not just nourishing the retina, you are reducing the wear and tear that makes the lens cloudy over time. Similarly, macular degeneration is strongly linked to deficiencies in certain carotenoids and vitamins. Carrots, while not the single cure, provide a foundation that supports the eye's natural defenses against these conditions. There's also a deeper point to be made here. Eating carrots regularly isn't just about nutrients, it's about creating habits that reinforce the idea that food is medicine. Every time you reach for a carrot instead of a processed snack, you're making a small but meaningful decision that contributes to the longevity of your vision. And when these small decisions are compounded over years, the benefits are profound. Imagine the difference between someone who nourishes their eyes daily with foods like carrots versus someone who ignores this and relies only on medication or corrective lenses. One is actively building resilience, the other is passively managing decline. Carrots also remind us of the elegance of nature. Here we have a vegetable, vibrant orange in color, packed with pigments that literally allow us to see color, light, and detail. It's as if nature designed it with purpose. The same pigment that gives the carrot its orange glow is the pigment your body transforms into the very molecules that allow your retina to perceive light. That connection is both humbling and inspiring. So I want to encourage you, don't underestimate the power of something as simple as a carrot. It may seem small, but its impact on your eyes is significant. Think of carrots not as a side dish, but as an investment in your ability to read a book under soft light, to drive safely after sunset, to see the faces of your grandchildren without blur, and to maintain independence long into the later years of life. It's easy to believe that eyesight decline is inevitable, that blurriness and cloudy vision are just part of aging, but that isn't the whole truth. Yes, time plays a role, but so do choices. And when you choose foods like carrots, you are stacking the odds in your favor. You are saying yes to clarity, yes to sharpness, and yes to a future where your world remains vivid and full of detail. So the next time you hold a carrot in your hand, I want you to look at it with a little more respect. See it as more than a vegetable. See it as a partner in your journey to protect your eyesight. And when you take that first crunchy bite, know that you are nourishing the very cells that will allow you to continue seeing the world as brightly tomorrow as you do today. When we think about eye health and the natural decline that comes with age, many of us assume it is something we simply must accept. The letters on a page blur, the glare of headlights makes driving uncomfortable, and in time cataracts or macular degeneration are expected to arrive as part of getting older. But the truth is there are powerful tools in nature that can help slow this decline, and one of the most remarkable of them comes in the form of a humble leafy green, spinach. Spinach is more than just a salad ingredient or a side dish. It is, in many ways, a concentrated package of the very nutrients your eyes need, not only to function, but to repair, to protect, and to remain sharp even as the years go by. Unlike some foods that benefit health in a general sense, spinach delivers compounds that target the specific biological processes that lead to cataracts, cloudy vision, and macular degeneration. This is why I often call spinach the age-defying eye healer. It doesn't just slow down decline, it actively gives your body the tools to defend and restore itself. Inside spinach are powerful antioxidants and vitamins that work together in a unique way. Vitamin C, vitamin E, zinc, and lutein are all found in abundance in this green. Each of these plays a specific role, but together they create something even more powerful, a protective shield around the delicate tissues of the eye. Vitamin C is crucial for the health of the lens, reducing the risk of it becoming cloudy. Vitamin E stabilizes cell membranes and protects them from oxidative stress, slowing the damage caused by free radicals. Zinc supports enzymes in the retina, helping the eye process vitamin E effectively for clear vision. And lutein, one of the star carotenoids also found in kale, is deposited in the macula itself, filtering harmful light and reducing oxidative damage. When you eat spinach, you're not just nourishing your body, you're sending these nutrients directly into the structures of your eyes. Studies have shown that diets rich in spinach increase the density of the macular pigment, which means the retina is better protected against harmful blue light. This translates directly to sharper central vision, clearer reading ability, and better recognition of faces. Imagine the difference this makes for a senior who wants to continue reading the morning paper, driving safely, or enjoying the subtle details of a sunset. What's also remarkable about spinach is its ability to heal oxidative damage. Every day, light enters the eye and generates free radicals that gradually damage proteins and tissues. Over time, this cumulative stress leads to clouding of the lens and degeneration of the retina. But the antioxidants in spinach neutralize these free radicals, slowing and even reversing some of the damage. Think of it like rust on metal. If left unchecked, it spreads and weakens the structure. But if you treat it and protect the metal, you preserve its strength. Spinach is nature's treatment against the rust of oxidative stress in your eyes. Spinach is also an anti-inflammatory food. Chronic inflammation is a silent contributor to many age-related eye problems, making tissues more vulnerable to damage and slowing their ability to repair. The compounds in spinach help reduce inflammation throughout the body, which indirectly supports the eyes. With less inflammation, blood flow improves, and with better blood flow comes more oxygen and nutrients delivered to the eye's tissues. This improved circulation helps the eyes recover from daily stress and maintain their clarity. The beauty of spinach lies not only in its nutrients, but also in its accessibility. It is inexpensive, widely available, and easy to prepare. You can toss it into a salad, blend it into a smoothie, saute with a bit of garlic, or add it to soups and stews. And just like with kale and carrots, Pairing spinach with healthy fats dramatically improves the absorption of its carotenoids. A spinach salad with olive oil, a spinach omelet cooked in a bit of avocado oil, or even a smoothie with almond butter can maximize the delivery of lutein and vitamin E to your body. These small combinations elevate spinach from a simple side dish to a powerful therapy for your eyes. Now let's talk about cataracts for a moment. Cataracts are caused largely by oxidative stress that damages and clouds the proteins in the lens. People with higher intakes of vitamin C, vitamin E, and lutein, all of which are present in spinach, have been shown to have lower risks of developing cataracts. For those who already have early signs such as glare or cloudy spots, increasing spinach intake can help slow the progression. Instead of rushing more quickly towards surgery, the eyes are supported to maintain clarity for longer. This is a perfect example of how food can influence the trajectory of age-related decline. Age-related macular degeneration, or AMD, is another major concern for seniors. It leads to the loss of central vision, making tasks like reading or recognizing faces difficult. One of the strongest protective factors against AMD is lutein intake. Spinach, with its rich concentration of lutein, directly supports the macula where central vision is processed. Think of it like reinforcing the foundation of a building. The stronger it is, the more it can withstand stress over time. People who consume spinach regularly are essentially reinforcing their macula against the inevitable wear and tear of aging. There is also something to be said about the broader impact spinach has on overall vitality. Eye health is not isolated from the rest of the body. When you nourish your cardiovascular system, reduce inflammation, and improve antioxidant status, all of which spinach does, you indirectly support your eyes as well. The eyes are highly vascular organs. They depend on a rich supply of oxygen and nutrients delivered through tiny, delicate blood vessels. By keeping those vessels healthy with the nutrients in spinach, you ensure that your eyes remain strong and functional. For seniors, the practical implications are profound. Clearer vision means more confidence in daily life. It means less risk of falls, greater ability to read and enjoy hobbies, and the independence to drive, shop, and interact without relying heavily on others. The simple act of incorporating spinach into meals is not just about nutrition. It is about preserving dignity, autonomy, and quality of life. I often say that food choices are small daily investments in the future. When you eat spinach, you may not notice the benefits immediately. Your vision may not suddenly sharpen overnight, but over weeks, months, and years, the protection builds. The macular pigment becomes denser. The lens resists clouding. The retina stays more resilient. And one day, when your peers are struggling with significant vision loss, you will realize that these quiet, consistent choices made all the difference. Spinach is, in many ways, an unsung hero. It doesn't always receive the same attention as trendy superfoods, but its impact is every bit as powerful, especially when it comes to the eyes. It is reliable, affordable, and effective. If you give it a chance, it can become a cornerstone of your strategy to protect your vision as you age. So I want to leave you with this thought. Your eyesight is not something to be taken for granted, and it is not something you must lose without a fight. Spinach is one of the simplest, most effective tools you can use in that fight. Every serving you eat is a message to your body that you are choosing protection over decline, clarity over cloudiness, and independence over dependence. The next time you see spinach on your plate, don't see it as just a leafy green. See it as a shield, a repair kit, and a source of renewal for your eyes. Because with every bite, you're preserving the precious gift of sight and ensuring that the beauty of life remains sharp, vivid, and full of color for years to come. One of the most overlooked truths about nutrition and eye health is that it's not just what you eat, but how your body absorbs and uses what you eat. You can fill your plate with the right vegetables, the ones rich in vision-protecting compounds like beta-carotene, lutein, and zeaxanthin, but if your body doesn't absorb them properly, the benefits are far less than they could be. This is why understanding the relationship between nutrients and the way they interact in your diet is so critical. It can make the difference between eating a food that only partly nourishes you and eating a food that fully supports the health of your eyes. Let's take carrots as an example. Carrots are famous for their beta-carotene, which the body converts into vitamin A, a nutrient essential for clear vision, especially at night. But beta-carotene belongs to a group of compounds known as carotenoids, and carotenoids are fat soluble. That means they don't dissolve in water and are not absorbed efficiently if eaten alone without fat. You could eat a bowl of raw carrots and only get a fraction of the benefit because the body struggles to pull those carotenoids into the bloodstream. But add a small amount of healthy fat, perhaps a drizzle of olive oil, a slice of avocado, or even a handful of nuts alongside your carrots, and suddenly absorption improves dramatically. What was once a small trickle of nutrients into your system becomes a steady flow. This principle doesn't only apply to carrots. Kale and spinach, two of the richest sources of lutein and zeaxanthin, are also fat soluble. That means if you're eating a kale salad with no dressing or spinach steamed without any accompanying fat, you're likely missing out on much of the vision protective power these foods offer. But when you pair them with olive oil, avocado, nuts, or seeds, your body is able to unlock their full potential. It's like the difference between trying to drive a car without fuel and driving with a full tank. The vehicle may be there, but it doesn't move without the energy it needs. Why does this matter so much for seniors? Because as we age, our digestive systems often become less efficient. The ability to absorb nutrients declines, meaning that seniors need to be even more intentional about how they prepare their food. The good news is that the solution is simple. A small portion of healthy fat can transform the way the body utilizes these powerful compounds. You don't need much, just a teaspoon or two of olive oil on cooked vegetables, a sprinkle of seeds on a salad, or half an avocado blended into a smoothie. These small additions dramatically increase the bioavailability of carotenoids, ensuring that the eyes receive the full protection nature intended. Let's go deeper into why this matters for the eyes specifically. Beta-carotene becomes vitamin A in the body, which is used to form rhodopsin, the molecule that allows your eyes to see in dim light. Without enough vitamin A, you experience night blindness and difficulty adapting to changes in light. Lutein and zeaxanthin, on the other hand, are deposited directly into the retina, where they filter harmful blue light and reduce oxidative stress. They are literally part of the eye's natural defense system. But if you're not absorbing them efficiently, the retina doesn't get the reinforcement it needs, and over time the damage accumulates. This is one of the reasons why some people can eat vegetables but still struggle with vision decline. It's not just about intake, it's about absorption. Think of the eye like a fortress. The walls of the fortress need to be maintained, strengthened, and repaired daily to protect against attack. The nutrients in vegetables are the bricks and mortar that make up those walls, but if those nutrients never make it to the site of the fortress because they weren't absorbed properly, the walls remain weak and vulnerable. Adding fat to your meals is like opening the gates to allow those materials to reach the fortress. Suddenly the defenses are reinforced, the walls are solid, and the structure is capable of withstanding the pressures of time and exposure. Science supports this in powerful ways. Studies have consistently shown that people who consume lutein and zeaxanthin with fat absorb significantly more of these carotenoids into their bloodstream than those who consume them without fat. One study even demonstrated that lutein absorption could be increased 6 to 8-fold simply by pairing it with dietary fat. That is not a small improvement. That is the difference between barely scratching the surface of protection and fully equipping your eyes with the resources they need. This is also where the quality of fat matters. Healthy fats like olive oil, avocado, nuts, and seeds do far more than just improve absorption. They come with their own set of benefits, reducing inflammation, improving circulation, and supporting overall cardiovascular health. And because the eyes are heavily dependent on a strong blood supply, these cardiovascular benefits translate into eye benefits as well. In other words, when you choose the right fat, you're not only improving nutrient absorption, you're also adding another layer of support for your vision. Imagine, for example, a simple dish of sautéed spinach cooked lightly with olive oil and garlic. In that moment, you've created a synergy between the spinach's lutein and the olive oil's fat content. The lutein becomes more available to your body, and the olive oil brings additional anti-inflammatory compounds to the table. Together, they offer a more complete protection than either would alone. This is what I mean when I say it's not just what you eat, but how you eat it. For seniors, this knowledge is empowering. It means you don't need exotic or expensive supplements to get the nutrients your eyes need. You just need to prepare your meals in a thoughtful way. Instead of eating raw carrots alone, dip them in hummus or blend them with avocado in a smoothie. Instead of plain steamed kale, toss it with nuts and seeds. Instead of spinach by itself, combine it with eggs or olive oil. These are not difficult changes. They are simple, delicious, and effective. And let's not forget another important point: consistency matters. It's not enough to eat carrots or spinach once in a while and hope for strong eyesight. The protective effects build over time. By pairing vegetables with fats regularly, you create a steady supply of nutrients that your eyes can draw upon day after day. Over the years, this consistency translates into stronger defenses, clearer vision, and a slower progression of age-related decline. What I want you to take away from this is that your diet is a system. It's not just isolated foods eaten once that matter. It's the combinations, the patterns, and the habits you create that determine your health trajectory. By understanding something as simple as the need for fat with carotenoids, you give yourself a tool to maximize the value of the foods you already enjoy, and that small bit of knowledge applied consistently can protect one of your most precious senses, your eyesight. So when you prepare your next meal, don't just think about filling your plate with vegetables. Think about how those vegetables will be absorbed, how they will reach your eyes, and how they will serve as building blocks for your vision. Add that drizzle of olive oil, that handful of nuts, or that slice of avocado. See these additions not as extra calories, but as the key that unlocks the full healing power of your food. Your eyes are worth this kind of care. They are your window to the world, your connection to loved ones, your independence, your safety. And by paying attention to something as simple as nutrient absorption, you take a giant step toward preserving that gift for as long as possible. When I talk about protecting your eyes and preserving your vision, I want you to see beyond just the science of nutrients and the biology of aging. I want you to understand what's truly at stake. Your eyesight is more than an organ function. It is your independence. It is your freedom. It is your ability to live with dignity, to experience the fullness of life, and to connect with the world around you. And here is the empowering truth: through daily choices, the foods you place on your plate, you have the ability to influence whether that independence is preserved or lost. Many seniors fear blindness more than almost any other health condition, and it's not hard to see why. When vision begins to fade, so does confidence. Reading a newspaper becomes frustrating. Recognizing faces in a crowd becomes difficult. Driving, especially at night, becomes unsafe. Simple tasks like cooking, sewing, or walking across a dimly lit room become risks. With each new limitation, a small piece of independence is chipped away. But what most people don't realize is that these outcomes are not simply inevitable. They are shaped in large part by daily nutritional and lifestyle choices. Think of the body as an incredibly resilient machine. Even as it ages, it still responds to the inputs you give it. Feed it the right nutrients, and it strengthens its defenses, repairs damage, and resists decline. Feed it poorly, and the natural wear and tear accelerates. This is why eating kale, carrots, spinach, and other eye-supporting foods is not just about preventing cataracts or macular degeneration in some abstract sense. It's about ensuring that you can continue to walk confidently, read clearly, and live without unnecessary dependence on others. Let's imagine two different futures. In the first, a senior neglects diet, believing that vision loss is a matter of fate. By their late 70s, cataracts have clouded their lenses, reading glasses are no longer enough, and they find themselves unable to drive at night. Their world becomes smaller, fewer outings, fewer social interactions, less independence. In the second future, another senior has spent years feeding their eyes the nutrients they need: lutein, zeaxanthin, vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, and zinc. Their lenses remain clearer, their macula stronger. Yes, they may still need glasses, but they retain sharpness, depth, and adaptability. They can still drive, still read, still enjoy the world in color and detail. The difference between these two futures comes down in large part to what was placed on the dinner table. It's not about perfection. No one eats ideally every day. It's about consistency. Each time you choose kale over processed food, carrots over empty snacks, or spinach over a sugary dessert, you're making a deposit in your vision bank account. Over the years, those deposits accumulate into reserves of protection that can carry you through the challenges of aging. The beauty of this approach is that it's never too late to start. Even if you've neglected nutrition for years, the body responds quickly when given the right fuel. Within weeks of increasing lutein and beta-carotene intake, blood levels rise and the protective pigments in the macula begin to thicken. Within months, oxidative stress decreases and lens clarity can stabilize. These are real tangible changes that translate directly into clearer, stronger vision. Think about what that means for quality of life. When you can see clearly, you can continue reading your favorite books. You can watch your grandchildren's faces light up when they smile. You can drive to the store, go for walks, and navigate your home safely. You can remain engaged with life instead of withdrawing from it. Clear vision is not just about health. It's about participation in the world. It's about staying connected to what you love. There's also a psychological benefit to this. Losing independence often leads to feelings of helplessness, frustration, and even depression in seniors. But when you take active steps to preserve your eyesight, you're reclaiming a sense of control. You are saying, I am not simply at the mercy of aging. I am an active participant in my health. That empowerment radiates into every part of your life. It creates a sense of confidence, vitality, and resilience. I often remind people that the eyes are not isolated organs floating separately from the body. They are part of a larger system. The same nutrients that protect your vision also protect your heart, your brain, and your immune system. When you eat a plate of spinach, kale, and carrots, you're not just feeding your eyes, you're supporting circulation, lowering inflammation, and strengthening your entire body. This holistic improvement means you don't just see better, you live better. You have more energy, more mobility, and more clarity of mind. Independence is not only about sight, it is about the ability to live fully, and good nutrition is a foundation for all of it. Let me make this practical. Picture your dinner plate. If half of that plate is filled with colorful vegetables like leafy greens and bright orange carrots, you're already building the foundation for strong vision. Add in a source of healthy fat like olive oil or avocado, and you unlock the absorption of critical carotenoids. Complement it with lean protein and whole grains, and you have a meal that supports every system in your body. Over time, this way of eating creates a powerful synergy. It slows the progression of disease, strengthens resilience, and preserves function. Some people ask me, isn't it too late for me? I'm already in my 60s or 70s. My answer is always the same. It is never too late. The body is remarkably adaptable. While you may not reverse every sign of aging, you can absolutely slow its progression and in many cases improve your current condition. I've seen seniors who began focusing on their diet later in life notice sharper night vision, less glare sensitivity, and greater overall comfort in their eyes within months. The body responds to care at any age. So when I emphasize that diet can preserve independence, I want you to hear this as more than a scientific fact. I want you to hear it as a call to action. Every bite you take is either moving you toward a future of clarity, confidence, and freedom, or toward a future of dependence, frustration, and limitation. The choice is yours. And the beautiful part is that the foods that protect your eyes are not exotic or expensive. They are everyday vegetables available in every grocery store, waiting to be used as medicine for your vision. Your eyesight is a treasure. It allows you to witness the world, to engage with your loved ones, and to move through life with independence. Do not treat it casually. Protect it with the same seriousness that you protect your heart or your brain. And remember that the pathway to this protection is not complicated. It is simple, it is accessible, and it is within your control. So the next time you sit down to a meal, pause for a moment and think, what am I giving my eyes today? Am I feeding them what they need to serve me tomorrow? Make your choices with intention, because by doing so, you are not just preserving your eyesight, you are preserving your independence, your dignity, and the richness of the life you deserve to keep living fully.